everybody doing? Hey everybody, welcome to Lunch Ann Arbor Marketing. Welcome, welcome. And it's high noon. We always start at noon. We always end at 1. And before noon, we talk a lot. So thanks for coming. It's been a 1-week hiatus for this group. We took off to the art fair last week. So that was good. We missed Vince Shimolevsky, but we're going to reschedule Vince in the fall to talk about podcasting. And Vince actually podcasts these events. So that's Vince in the back, VC Web Design. Let's see, it's been 2 weeks for me. I've been gone. So it's good to be back. How's everybody doing today? Doing good? Okay, this is a big crowd. It's a big crowd. It's a nice summer crowd. And this is Lunch Ann Arbor Marketing. Is there anyone here for the first time? Okay, we got a bunch of new people. Great. So just so everyone knows, there's a couple of groups, or actually we have a page on Facebook. We post a lot of our information there. We also have a group on LinkedIn, which you're welcome to join. And I know some of you are in the pending invitations. We'll get you approved. Yeah, sorry about the slowness on that. We will get you approved on that. I've been waiting to set up some autoresponders so when you join you get a nice message. And Dee has been encouraging me to get hustling, so we'll get that approved, so you'll be in there. This group meets every Wednesday, except for like art fair and Christmas and certain dates of the year. But we started at 11:45, we end at 1. The format is the speaker gets introduced and the speaker speaks for about 30 minutes. Then we have some time for question and answers. And then at the very end we do introductions. So, and with introductions, if you introduced yourself last week, please don't introduce yourself. But if you're new or if you didn't introduce yourself last week, then we ask you to stand up and just tell us who you are and your company, and if there's anything we can do to help you today, in 5 words or less. No, but you get the idea. We don't want to talk for too much. So this morning, before we start, where's Terry Bean? Charlie? Okay. Friends of ours from Motor City Connect have a quick announcement because they can't stay the whole time. Here we go.
Derek, thanks a lot. Hey, thanks for being a part of LA2M today. This was a great turnout. It's a great group. I'm looking forward to you guys hearing some good knowledge from Chris. Should be fun. My name's Terry Bean. I'm with Motor City Connect. Next week, Buy Michigan Week is official. It was sanctioned by Governor Granholm. We think it's an absolutely awesome opportunity to show some support for the state we love. All right, Buy Michigan Week takes place Monday through Sunday, July 27th through August 2nd. Different events going on every single day downtown Northville. Would love to see as many of you supported out there sharing information about it as humanly possible. The kickoff starts at 8 o'clock at Northville Square. It's going to be a big media event. We need as many bodies there as humanly possible. In conjunction with Buy Michigan Week, Motor City Connect has put on a campaign called Blood, Sweat, and Gear. Blood is a blood drive for the American Red Cross, who is in critical shortage at this time. They need you to donate some of those lovely pints. Sweat is supporting a group called Motor City Blightbusters, who in the Brightmoor district is changing the energy and ridding some of those abandoned homes, or pulling, not only tearing them down, but fixing them up and getting renters in there. They believe that no child should have to grow up next to such a thing, and I couldn't agree more. Those days are going to be Wednesday the 29th, Friday July 31st, and Saturday August 1st. Love to have you come down, swing a sledgehammer, push a broom, paint a wall, do what you can. And then Gear is a fundraiser for a new kid on the block called Operation Kid Equip that helps erase poverty through education by equipping children with the school supplies they need to get a good education. You can learn a heck of a lot more about this event this whole week at motorcityconnect.com. Would really appreciate you taking a second. You can also plug in Blood, Sweat, and Gear into your Facebook, and you'll pull up some different event descriptions. I promised Derek I would speak shorter than I ever have. I think I've accomplished that. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Terry. And so that blood drive is next Monday, right?
Heck, it starts Monday and goes all week.
Okay, starts Monday, and they're suggesting a Northville place, but if you can't get out to Northville, still get to Ann Arbor and donate blood.
Ann Arbor, go wherever it's close to you.
Yeah.
Right on our website, there's a list of locations where you
Right.
can donate.
Okay, good, good, good.
Thank
So, without further ado, let's introduce our speaker. This guy is, Chris is a great guy. Chris Kamansky is one of the leaders of Design Hub, which is a very talented design and marketing firm in town, actually in Saline, but they're still in town. And Chris actually started the Marketing Roundtable a couple years ago, which is a really fun thing through Spark, where I'm sure you've been for the marketing programs. And Chris is going to talk about something that works very well. It's old school. So he's going to try and use that mic, and if it doesn't work, I'll give him this one. And can we please give Chris Kamansky a round of applause?
Okay, let's struggle with the equipment a bit. Can you hear me? Nah, kind of shaky up here. Is it okay? Just be loud, okay? Or that, okay. I'll start. You can always switch this if you need to. Yeah, thanks for the nice introduction, Derek. I do want to amend one thing though. I often get a lot of credit for that Spark Marketing Roundtable, but actually it was this gentleman named Ken Nisbet who initiated it. He just gave me the assignment to get it going. And but I'm glad he did because it was a lot of fun and it introduced me to a lot of other people. I don't think I need to introduce our firm anymore because I think you're going to get a sense for what we do through this presentation. So, but you know, of course, you can ask questions later. Now, the theme of this is some old school techniques that really work. But I do want to qualify something really right up front. Our firm itself, you know, I sometimes get associated with some of these old school techniques because I've made a couple of presentations like this before. And in fact, Design Hub is, I think, really pretty much up to date. I have Jason West here from our office, and as you can see, he's considerably younger than me. So he helps keep us up to date on all the latest things. About 60% of our business is websites. They're search-friendly websites. They're often built, they're e-commerce sites often built over databases. We have our own content management system. And we argue among ourselves and with our clients about the use of social media practically every day. So, you know, we're up to date. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk about some old school stuff. And in the course of this presentation, I'm going to bring up some kind of dirty words, so to speak. Through the upfront material and through the case studies, we're going to end up talking about things. Now, the first one maybe not terribly offensive to anyone, but that's referrals. And my point here is that when we talk to our clients and we really get involved with them on a strategic basis and we really dig into where their new business comes from, this is almost always the #1 answer. So for as excited as we can get about social media and search optimized websites and so on, you know, if you're in business to business or professional services or whatever, referrals is really going to be where most of your business comes from, at least based on our clients' experience. A couple of, I think it was a few months ago, we had an event at Spark for the Marketing Roundtable. It was on marketing ROI, you know, return on investment. And one of the speakers on the panel talked about, he had been the chief marketing officer for his firm. And it was a firm that did high dollar technical products. And over the course of years, he became the chief financial officer of the firm. So when he became the chief financial officer, he started to look back and really dig back to find out where all of their new business came from. And it really changed his view on all the things that he'd been doing on the marketing side for all those years. Because he said essentially, every single one of their new pieces of business came from referrals, which we've already mentioned, and trade shows. Now, their business may have been different than a lot of yours, but still it was like, whoa. And they ended up changing a lot of their marketing investment to like putting more feet out on the street, hiring more salespeople, and going to more targeted trade shows. And he said that it was, and they didn't give up on the other things that they were doing, you know, the website and collateral materials and all that other stuff, but they emphasized more trade shows than they ever expected that they would. I'm not sure if prospecting is, you know, truly a dirty word, but the case studies that I point out are going to, again, use old school methods to go proactively go after your top prospects, not wait for them to find you. through search engine optimization or happen of finding, on the internet, but rather proactively going after targeted prospects. And that sometimes involves direct mail. As much as we hate all that junk that we get in our office and at our home, direct mail can serve a purpose. And it sometimes involves just good old standard sales literature, whether it's a brochure. Okay, testing camera. We always try with our clients to make the literature work harder, not just be standard puffery or kind of standard old-time brochures, but rather things built on case studies, on educational material, and so on. But a surprising number of our clients come to us and you see their eyes light up when they talk about the prospect of getting sales collateral that's different, that's surprising, that's memorable, and so on. And again, it often surprises us. Did I spell this right? You know what tchotchkes are, your trinkets and trash, your premiums and incentives, whatever you want to call them. They can serve a purpose, and in a couple of the case studies, you'll see that we did employ those. Now we're getting to the words that should strike terror in everybody's heart, and that's telemarketing. As you'll see, I'll save it for the case studies, but telemarketing is involved here, and it's in fact, it could be even the central part of these success stories that I'm going to tell you about. But before I tell the case studies, you're going to have to endure some blah blah from me about Bill James, the baseball statistical analyst. And trust me, this is going to be relevant. But how many people here are familiar with him? Does anybody know who he is? Okay, some hands went up. Do any of you remember the book Moneyball that came out a few years ago? Well, that had something to do with Bill James. And essentially, just to tell us really quickly, Bill James, kind of in the late 70s, early 80s, started to analyze baseball. He's a mathematician by profession, in ways that traditional baseball people didn't do. He started creating new statistics to measure players that were more reliable and more indicative of what a player does to contribute to their team's success than the traditional statistics like batting averages and RBIs and so on. I mean, for baseball fans here that know what I'm talking about. I think that there's some lessons in, I found, when somebody asked me one time, what was the most influential business book you ever read? It was Bill James' Historical Baseball Abstract, because it helped me think about things in different ways, which is what he does with baseball. And recently he wrote a piece where he differentiated what he does. It's called Sabermetrics, S-A-B-R, at the Society of American Baseball Research. But anyway, a traditional sports writer, traditional commentator you might hear, let's say, on a baseball game, like Joe Morgan on ESPN, he'll start typically with a position. A sabermetrician will start with a question. Now let me give you a specific example. When I was growing up, Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays had been playing for quite a while. And kids in the neighborhood, we argued about who was better, Willie Mays or Mickey Mantle. They were both center fielders, for Mays for the Giants and Mickey Mantle for the Yankees. And the typical approach would be somebody would pick a position and then try to prove it. And then they would selectively pick the information about Willie Mays or Mickey Mantle to prove their point. Willie Mays hit more home runs. Mickey Mantle won the Triple Crown. Willie Mays lasted longer. Mickey Mantle was in more World Series and won more championships. So that's how the argument would go. With Bill James' approach, it's just to raise the question, collect as much information as you can, analyze it as well as you can, and think, outside the box, in kind of a trite phrase, and view it objectively and decide who did the most to help their team win. Well, to make a long story short, when he published his last historical baseball abstract, which he updates, almost every 10 years or so, his conclusion is that at his peak, let's say in his 5 best years, Mickey Mantle was significantly better than Willie Mays. However, over the course of their career, Willie Mays had more career value. But even there, a sabermetrician would qualify that, because their view is essentially you can never know everything about any particular question, and your goal is to go get more and more and more information. And so recently, some of Bill James' kind of followers and colleagues and so on have been looking at competitive factors. And the fact is, again, to make a long story short, Willie Mays played in the National League, Mickey Mantle in the American League. In those days, the National League was far better than the American League. I mean, if you go down the list of players and go, whoa, it was such a difference. So it was easier for Mickey Mantle to stand out from the rest of his league than it was for Willie Mays. So they're starting to reevaluate that peak value question as well. Now, what does this have to do with marketing? Well, I can't tell you how many times our clients come in, especially the ones that we develop, really kind of strategic relationships with. Some of our clients, we basically just do creative services for them. But other ones come in and tell us, what should we do? But more often than not, they come in with a position. They come in saying something like, we need a search optimized website. All we read about is search engine optimization. We've got to do it. Or we need to go to trade shows. We heard at an event like this that trade shows are really working. Or we need a stronger brand identity. So these are examples of some of the positions that they often come to us with. We say, fine, you may be right about that, and oftentimes they are. Probably more often than not, their instincts or their initial beliefs are correct. But we'd like to go back to the very, very basic question when they give us the opportunity to do it. And so, kind of like the way Bill James, looks at it, we try to say, ask this very, very, very basic question. What will work most effectively and efficiently for you, for your company, to help you find, win, and grow profitable customer relationships? The technique or the method, I'm the marketing strategist for our company, but with assistance from our rest of our staff. Oh, here we go. You're not going to take that in. This would be the whole subject of another conference. But back in the mid-90s, I went to work for a company that had invested in the solution selling process that was very popular in those days, Michael Bosworth's program. They wanted me to create a marketing program, a marketing communications program that specifically supported that process. Well, what we did, if you look across the top, the top column here, or top row, those are like the steps that we identified in taking a customer all the way from knowing nothing about you to the point where they became sort of a raving fan for your business, where you retained the business, you grew it, you got lots of referrals from it. So we broke that down into pieces, how you position your company for competitive advantage, how you build a brand identity, how you identify prospects, how you qualify them, how you help them envision a solution to their problem, and so on. And then along this left column, we considered all the different marketing communications tools we could use to accomplish those goals, and then match them up to the different steps in that process. Now, nobody ever does all of the things on those lists. They usually pick the handful of top priorities that will help them, do the most within the amount of money that they have to invest in marketing. But this is kind of the basis for how we work through these questions with our clients. And I'm going to refer to things like this on and on, so I probably should have used that too. Another, as you'll see in the case studies that I'm about to get into, a few of the key questions that we ask right up front is, who are you trying to reach? Because once we have a really good understanding of who that core prospect is, that often indicates how we're going to go after them. As you'll see, when the numbers are not that big, you can use techniques that are very proactive and very proactive. Another key question is why? Why do people care about what you do? And we often ask for the opportunity to interview a lot of their customers and prospects, or some of their customers and prospects, to find out those top-of-mind things that they say are really important. Again, the case studies I go through will explain how that works. The last question, what prevents sales? I'll get to that at the end. And a couple of our guiding principles are the first sentence, or the first statement up there. Does anybody know who said that? Yeah, Woody Allen. Yeah, 90% of success in life is showing up. And then secondly, markets or conversations comes from the Clue Train Manifesto. But we strongly believe that. We advise our clients to show up, and I'll show you ways that they show up. And then secondly, try to drive a conversation with your customer or prospect. Not dictate things to them, not be distant, but have that conversation. So what these case studies that I'm going to tell you about are all three of them are essentially would fall under the category of highly targeted, high impact direct marketing. And the case studies that I tell you about, one of them, the client characterized the results as phenomenal. The second one, I characterized as results right out of Plan 9 from Outer Space. If you remember the narrator of that movie, Crusoe, said at the beginning of the movie, can you prove it didn't happen? Which is a very useful question. You can use that in many aspects of your life. And we were so stunned by the results from it that we thought, it's Crusoe. He must have made it happen. And then the last one were disappointing results, but still useful to the company. So the first one I'm going to talk about is ideation. And they're a company that's been in the area for many, many years, since 1964. Started by a gentleman named Skip Ungrove, who's since passed away. But they provide marketing services to gift retailers all around the country. Small gift stores, pharmacies in small towns that sell gifts, et cetera, et cetera. What they essentially are, is, for one thing, is they're essentially a buying group. You know, all of these people who subscribe to their services decide what products, you know, they come to an agreement on what products they're going to buy. They have the power of all of their membership to get good prices on this material. They put that, they agree to put certain items in their stores, and then ideation creates catalogs and mailers, and maybe some other promotions, probably some web-related stuff, to help them promote their business. And the result is that it's proven to increase, especially their holiday sales, by, you know, they've seen everywhere from 10 to 40% increases in sales for these businesses. So these companies come back year after year, you know, and kind of resubscribe to the service. It's a pretty high dollar item, and it's a big commitment for a small retailer. Well, what happened was, I met Tom Ungrove, who basically inherited the business from his dad when he passed away. A little more complicated than that, but we don't use one of that. And I met Tom through an acquaintance. Tom said, we're taken care of in most of the things that your company can do for us. We have designers, we already have web people. But I have this issue, and I need 50 qualified prospects really fast. Is there anything you can do for us? And I said, yeah. And so we agreed that that was our target. This happened back about 2003, as I recall. So we tested their assumptions, kind of their positions, to go back to the Bill James kind of way of talking about it. Their head of sales told me, well, we have 55,000 to 65 or to 60,000 prospects in the U.S. Limited with Canada, North America. And, you know, they're gift retailers, individual gift retailers, whatever kinds of stores they are. And that's our market. And then secondly, they told us our messages, and they showed me the ads and the direct mail packages that they've been sending out. And they hammered on that idea, you know, this is a proven method to increase your sales by 10 to 40%. I mean, what could be of more interest to that gift retailer than financial considerations, right? Well, we decided to test these assumptions. And first of all, they gave us the opportunity, first of all, they told us what their sweet spot was. We find that with a lot of our clients, they tell you that their market is big, but when you really look at it, the core of their business is narrow. And they told us, well, it's typically stores that sell between this amount and this amount, you know, et cetera, et cetera. We put all those qualifiers in. We contacted a outside source of direct mail list, one that I found to be pretty good, in case anybody wants to take this down. It's something called American List Council. And they came up with a list for us that was 10,000 names. And it was pretty reliable. This covered most of the market. So they narrowed their list down already to 10,000. We bought the list, but then we worked with their salespeople and really scrutinized the list. They were, from some of the information that they found from that list, they were able to throw out 7,500 of them. I think they were Gold Crown, what do you call them? Hallmark Gold Crown or something. Said, we don't want to go after them. So they picked 2,500 of those prospects that were really their core. And then there were other facts, that, you know, other information in that database that told them that really only 700 were the ones that they really wanted to go after. So again, I guess the wisdom to be gained here is that oftentimes our clients say, you know, our market is really big. But when they really identify the core, they can get it down to a small number. And even if they can't get it down to that, they can still pick a core. You don't have to reach everybody with every program. You just want to reach good people with the program. So they decided to target 700 people. And then secondly, we interviewed about a dozen of their customers and prospects, people who both were using their services and some who had gone away. And we tested this. Do you really care? Is their message right? And we learned that it was different. That the big reasons, and people told us this consistently, is that working with ideation got them better products for their store. And also, that improved their image. And also the mailings and the catalogs and stuff were not things that they could do on their own as well. And so those things added up to a bigger image, tended to make them look like the high-end gift retailer in their market. But even really surprisingly, which we didn't expect, is that being part of ideation services created a peer group. And so most of these people were in non-competitive markets. There might be a gift retailer in Toms River, New Jersey, and a gift retailer in Carmel, California, and they were talking to each other through this program, sharing tips, what's working, what's not working, this promotion worked for us, that one didn't. They got so much benefit out of that it alone paid for their subscription to the service every year. So the message changed a lot. So here's what we ended up doing for ideation. Well, it's a collaboration, of course. They did quite a bit of the work. We selected the core prospects. We created a new collateral piece for them. I think a future slide there gives you a hint of it, called the Gift Marketing Success Guide. It was really based on the stories that those 12 customers told us. It was basically quotes and little case studies about how they'd improved their business by using this service. And then they sent a cover letter along with that Gift Marketing Success Guide to the 700 prospects. And each cover letter, they said, it was very not a high pressure sales thing, but more like, I want this. The enclosure shows you how people are benefiting from our services. We'd like to talk to you to help determine whether we're a good fit for each other, and maybe that we qualify for our services and could benefit from them. I will call you within a few days to explore this. Now here's the key: they had to make those calls, otherwise this program's a waste of time. And we're going to get into later here about how you can make that call less onerous, because that's the big fear. It's who's going to make these calls and who will do it? They had a typical sales organization, and I'm not complaining because I'm like that myself. They don't want to make the calls; they want people to call them. But they did it. They committed to doing it. And then in that call, they use a solution selling style call guide, not a script, to qualify the prospect and aim to get that visit. When they get a qualified prospect, then go and visit those people. And that's what, to them, that was the determination of a qualified prospect. See, because their process, normally a salesperson would go out and meet with that person for as much as a day and a half, to work through whether or not they're a good fit for ideation services. Well, here were the results. And again, this is how Tom Untro characterized it as phenomenal. They actually ended up doing all 700 calls in 3 days. They took their whole staff basically off, their normal work and just had them all calling. It wasn't just the salespeople, it was the CFO, it was the database administrator, and so on. They got 64 qualified leads out of it, 64 gift retailers that their salespeople then went out and visited. I had some trouble tracking, I must admit, how successful it was after that, because they had some big changeovers in the organization. They basically cleared out the whole sales group and brought in a new one. But nevertheless, Tom characterized it as phenomenal and said it was entirely worth the effort that they did. And I believe they have continued to do similar techniques all along the way. I visited them a couple of years ago. They still have the Gift Marketing Success Guide out there on their front lobby and stuff, and still got it to continue to use it. So I want to show that this isn't just one case of this. We did some work for Bank of Washtenaw back in the earlier part of this decade. They've since been acquired by Community Bank of Dearborn and now Fidelity Bank. And so, again, some of this, the results of this kind of get lost. But they wanted to get into the door of more businesses to get commercial loans. We initially looked at who their targeted prospect is, went out and looked at the commercially available databases and discovered there was about 4,500 people that matched their target. They decided to take a different approach. They said, no, we know the companies that want to get into it. So they worked with their loan officers and built their own little database of 250 targets, which we thought was great. I'll get into that a little bit later about how important that database is. And then we were running an ad campaign for them that was called Hometown Favorites, and it was sort of like reverse testimonials. It was the bank talking about how great their customers are. And you'll see it in a second, but one of their customers was this company called Baker's Nook that makes custom cakes and candies, usually for special events. And meanwhile, I went to the dentist one day. It was right before Christmas, and the whole dentist office, the dentist and the hygienist and everybody else were buzzing about all the things that were coming in their office from their suppliers, cheesecakes, candy dishes, and so on. And it was like, who's in hell? Oh, this was great. Oh, did you try the cheesecake? Blah, blah, blah. And so we were trying to come up with a promotion for this. At Baker's Nook. People love goodies. We decided to have them deliver a cake. Oh, also, Bank of Washington had the mobile banking, so they could deliver the cakes to the prospects. So what we did is we got a custom cake made for them that had the Bank of Washington logo on it in a box. It was labeled in a certain way, and there were these tags on there that essentially said the same thing. It said, "Hi, I'm Sandy." Well, it told the Baker's Nook story on one side. On the other side, it said, "Hi, I'm Sandy Ross. I'm your loan officer. I'd like to meet with you. I'm going to call you in a few days to see if there might be some ways that we can help you." Well, they did this. They only did 30 because they decided, they did 30 over the course of about a month. They just did a few at a time. And then they got acquired, so the program kind of stopped. It was also because they got so much activity going. The results were, they got 30 customer visits. Now that's where I start to say this goes into that kind of Criswell range of, can you believe it happened? There is a bit of an explanation. Of course, they naturally went to what they considered their lowest hanging fruit first. There were people that they had some reason to expect, would allow them in their door. So, to be fair, that's true. But still, they were like startled by how successful it was. And then their largest commercial loan to that date resulted from a meeting that came out of it with a company in Ypsilanti, but I probably shouldn't say it. And their plan was to continue the program, with the rest of the 250 names, but of course, there was so much shakeup going on after that they didn't do it. Now, the third example is a company here in Ann Arbor called McCready Group, and they have a variety of products that are for hospital pharmacies and for colleges and schools of pharmacy. One of them was a product called WebIDS. It's for hospital pharmacies, and it automated a certain task that hospital pharmacies do, which is tracking investigational drug services. It's a very manual task, burdensome, takes a lot of time. McCready Group came up with a product called WebIDS, web-based way to do this automatically. They had written a white paper, an executive white paper on this topic. We took it, cleaned it up, and did the same thing. They went out and built their list of their 750 contacts, put a cover letter on this white paper, and said, take a look at this. People, are benefiting from this. They had a couple of beta users of the software, and we'll call you. They did. They made the calls. They did it in batches, 10 at a time or so, and the results were disappointing. Oh, well, I jumped ahead. That's fine. They got 8 contracts out. They say it's a profitable product, but it was disappointing but still useful because they discovered that, relates to this question, what prevents sales? Their product wasn't, the pain wasn't big enough for the prospects to upset their lives, to do this. And so they went back to the drawing board and started to work on new products that would automate more of their processes. Okay, so now just to go back a bit to these case studies and see some of the wisdoms learned. What all of these clients learned is that the people you target is probably the most important consideration in a direct marketing program. And a lot of people ignore it. They say, I can just buy a list somewhere. Well, no, we advise our clients to, if you're going to buy a list, scrutinize it, work with it, add to it, use your own knowledge. You got to spend most of your time on the list, because if you're not talking to the right people, what's the purpose? And then secondly, you have to, the traditional wisdom is you make an offer to get a response. But what we just say is concentrate on the strength of that message. The ideation story with the hit marketing success guide is an example of that. How you actually execute the program, how big the type font is, what colors you use, and stuff like that. It helps, but it's relatively less important than the other indicators. In that phase, we like to do what I call qualitative market research. I talk to a half dozen to a dozen of the customers, clients and prospects, and just ask and look for the top of mind things that come to their mind. You know, what value do you get out of this? Why are you doing this? Why do you work with these people? Why do you prefer them? Not like, 79% said this, 22% said that. That's but we look for the qualitative wisdom. Now we get to the what prevents sales thing. I hinted at it a little bit. Sometimes, this is a trick that a guy I used to work with that worked for IBM. They used to use this, what approach should we take with our marketing communications? And you basically ask this question: what prevents sales? Is it because your prospects are not aware of you and what you do? Well, that's an awareness issue. Is it because they're aware of you, but they haven't tried you? The usage issue. And then frequency is they're aware of you, they've tried you, and they're not coming back. Well, what that often indicates, if they're not aware, then an advertising campaign, direct mail campaign, just making them aware of what you do is the first most important thing to do. If they are aware of you and they're not trying you, then that often leads you to testimonial campaigns, case study campaigns. You want to show people that there are other people out there using you and benefiting from your services, and then people will typically get more interested. And then frequency is the case of like web IDS. There were, even among their beta customers, people tried it, and some of them didn't come back because they just said it's not a big enough need that you're addressing here. So you see here, I go back to the guiding principles. Showing up is absolutely essential. We told Ideation, we told Bank of Washington, we told Web IDS, or McCready Group, we're doing some stuff for them right now. We're doing a very similar program. These programs do not make sense unless you make those phone calls, unless you show up. And you're not going to benefit from trade shows unless you show up for those as well. But the objective is to get your client into a conversation. The big hang up for a lot of people is making those phone calls, just the total discomfort of making that cold call. Well, the letter and the closure gives you a response, or gives you a reason to call and an excuse for the call. So that could really help. That can kind of get you past that discomfort. But I also just put up here an example of a typical solution selling call guide. It's still fairly stilted. We always advise clients to get it into the language that you're comfortable with. Don't just read it as a script. But still, you can see that this is friendly, respectful. It relates to people's problems, their pains. It doesn't fast sell, and it qualifies to it. It tries to drive people. If they tell you no, I don't care, then fine. Then the call is over. We're sorry we bothered you, and we'll move on. And that's it. Any questions?
We probably have time for like one really good question, maybe two. Here we go.
Okay, so we just did something like that. We picked a couple designers and they just come in this room, got my little mailing, and we sent a mailing, and then we followed with an email, and now this is the call we use. And here it is Wednesday, and we just look at the list. So what do you do?
Call them. And just break out into a cold sweat with every call, but just struggle your way through it. What's the worst they can do is hang up the phone and tell me no. I showed you the script real quickly to try to give you an idea that you can try to make the call friendly, respectful, and don't come off as like, that you're selling aluminum siding or something like that. So, but that's all I can say, because, Ideation, I talked to the CFO of Ideation. He said, I went into this like, I've never done anything like this, and he said, it was fun. But you did have to put up with just a ton of rejection. Again, they got 64 qualified leads, so 9 out of 10 for people that just said, nah, don't waste my time.
Okay, last. Oh, okay.
I'll get to it in a second. Old media and new media can actually combine. For example, their B2B campaigns, and maybe followed up with a phone call. That's a classic way to sort of, create some synergy. As the questions create an excuse for calling. But also, you can set up a microsite and you drive people to. If the objective is to say register them for some future communications or something like that, a microsite works. The other thing about telemarketing, consumer telemarketing was starting to go away about 4 years ago, 6 years ago actually. Was phenomenally successful. That's why it was so annoying and so incredibly well overused. But its success rate was only about 4%. So 96% of the time, even in that ideal situation, people were getting hung up on or told that they wouldn't. I'm gonna hand it to Brian. He probably has really good questions.
Yes, and we are increasingly, adding the other pieces that we're working with a company right now up in the Lansing area where they're going to drive people to a website where they can, download some information, register for continued communication, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, we try to dovetail that with what they do online. But yeah, well, why do these people send out all these spams? There must be the 1 in a million that somebody responds, and buys the thing.
I'll make it quick. So this method really works well for products and services that have high price points. What about for products and services that have very low price points where you're making, a very low margin per sale product? What sort of old school techniques do you recommend for that?
Well, that again would probably be a whole other session. One of the positioning concept is basically that you give up something, you get something, and that even applies to this presentation. This does primarily relate to high ticket items, professional services, and so on. I wish I had an instant answer for you on the lower ticket items, but I would certainly go out and develop a search optimized website. I would also consider pay-per-click advertising as well, because you can target that geographically, keep the cost down to very little. We have a client that's doing that now. He spends $12 a month on it, and if he gets a handful of truly interested people, that's great. But that really is a whole other time.
All right, let's give Chris a big hand. Great presentation. Okay, so now we pay the men and women in black, right, for your lunch. And just so everyone knows, LA2M has applied for nonprofit status. So we did get approved for that. As far as like an EIN, there's still some things they're going through. So LA2M will be a nonprofit. We're going to be launching a new website at LA2M.org, which we're working on. So Pete Richards is going to pass the basket. It's free to be here. You can put money in the hat if you want. It's just donation. So there's no pressure. You don't have to. But if you want to, the basket's going around. And we're going to pass the mic for introductions. Remember to please stand up and also keep it reasonably brief in your introductions. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Kurt Donovan. What brings me here is Derek. Actually, our kids go to preschool together at graduate status. Currently, I am unemployed, but I'm between jobs, so that means I have a job going forward. I work in pharmaceutical product development and manage human clinical drug trials. So, thanks, Derek, for the invite.
I'm Dave Hurst, and I had the opportunity to start doing freelance market research a while back and have been doing that ever since. So I do strategic planning and market research.
I'm Mira Sussman. I'm a social worker at Jewish Family Services, and I do employment counseling and refugee resettlement. Why am I here? I'm actually transitioning to a new position to do marketing, which I know very, very little about. So I'm here to learn, and I'm also here to, if anybody is interested, I'm looking for a mentor.
My name is Elliot Marshall. I work at the Bank of Ann Arbor, and we recently just launched our Bank of Ann Arbor Facebook page, which is based on community events. So if you have a community event and you want to get out there, search for Bank of Ann Arbor on Facebook and post your event.
I'm Rhonda from Bank of Ann Arbor, and proud to be working with Elliot on our social media stuff, and also reminding you to come down to Sonic Lunch, which is on Thursdays for the rest of the summer.
I'm Donna Lesinski. I own a company called Inkstretch, and it's an elementary education program. If anybody has a college student or high school student who knows a lot about Facebook and Twitter and that, I'd be willing to have an paid intern for a couple of weeks trying to help me to put all that stuff on a website so you can see me after storefront.
Hi, my name is Craig Buckley. I own a company called Business Engine Realtors.
take cost and time out of complex service and product delivery systems.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Sockness. I'm available to American industry. I'm a financial executive, but I work with small to large companies, and I'm capable of a little bit about marketing myself. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Stacy with Dollar Bill. We're a digital print company. I've been there for 21 years, and I'm an expert at helping you present your documents in a cost-effective way.
Hello, my name is John Garcia. I'm with American Family Life Assurance Company of Columbus, probably better know us as AFLAC. So we market to individuals and to businesses. We provide added benefits to businesses at no cost to them, because most of our plans cost less than hour's wage per week to get. So it's just something that you can add at no cost to the business. I'm Jim Manning. I'm a writer. I am currently a full-time writer and editor and web developer for a publisher in Chicago. I edit and package books, and I have an active freelance business in web writing, copywriting, and freelance editing. My name is Mike Mitz. I'm with RJ Common Incorporated. We're a full-service marketing and design agency in Ann Arbor. And this is my first visit here, and look forward to many more.
Hi, my name is Matt Hebert. I'm a producer primarily of video and film, motion media, interested in connecting with people who feel a need for that in their marketing efforts. You can see me after the meeting or at my phone, which is 734-944-1554.
Hi, my name is Janet Hoff, and I'm coordinator for the Center of Integrated Genomics at the University of Michigan. And we do phenotyping on mice and rats. So we provide instruments that measure things like blood pressure, EKG, balance, coordination, behavior, things like that in animals for researchers at the University of Michigan. And I'm also an equestrian. I have a horse boarding and training farm in Waterloo. So please visit the equineternschools.com.
Great name.
Hey, my name is Paula Lucas. I'm a freelance marketing specialist. I'm currently looking for a full-time marketing position. My specialty is in events and promotions, but I have a pretty well-rounded marketing background. I've worked for small businesses and large multinational corporations. I've also done bilingual marketing, German and English. So if any of you need help in marketing or know of someone who is hiring for a position, I'd be grateful for any information you have. My name is Paula. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Stu Silverman from Data Space. We're an Ann Arbor-based firm, and we implement management dashboards for companies that helps them improve their decision-making from gut feel to fact-based. So we have a Data Space.
Hi, I'm Rachel Schreiber, and I have a variety of jobs. First, I have my own communications, Schreiber Communications. I'm a writer and editor. I'm also the managing editor and contributing writer for ABEX Small Business Review. If you've seen it, it's like your business historian there. Please see me. And also marketing director for Songbird Environmental. We are selling a wet waste filtration system for restaurants. Just to say that name, you qualify to do that. Can't say that. So I have a variety of things because in this economy you can't say no to everything. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carrie Nelson, and I'm proud to say that since the last time I was here, I have a new job. I am executive meeting manager for Hillcrest Conference Center in Resort, and so I'd be happy to pop in when I have a need for meeting space, events, that type of thing. And I also have brought with me forms for our Eagle Crest Golf Club grill. So if anyone's interested in coupons, thanks.
Hi, I'm Tina Watson. I'm an IT professional in transition.
Hi, I'm Joni Moran. I'm in organizational business, but nobody knows this probably, but I'm also a landlord. And I've had some tenants that won't move out, had to take right in 5 months, and then anybody knows a good lawyer.
I wish I could say I was an attorney. I'm Dick Nash. I have a company, RD and Associates. I'm new to this group. Ms. enjoying what I'm hearing so far. In sales and looking for sales opportunities. Just came off another company that I owned, a small supplier to Chrysler, and so that kind of speaks for itself. I'm going a different way, so looking for opportunities. Thank you.
I'm Bill Nytrod. I've got a manufacturing background, and I'm here to learn a little bit about marketing.
Hi, I'm Rachel Kelly. I'm from Timberland Partners in the Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor area. I do the marketing for the two Ann Arbor-based apartment communities out there. So we're in a lot of community building, and I get to live with my target group after we prospect them, which is kind of fun. But also write a blog called Muck, which we should talk about, because charming equine schools would often be the subject of such blogs. Anyhow, if anyone's looking for corporate housing for their employees or a free venue to do some advertising through our newsletters, that would be great.
I'm Jeff Reeves, owner of New Group Incorporated. Been in the Ann Arbor area for 31 years, do commercial and residential work.
Hello, I'm Tom McFadden with Proactive Business Consulting. I specialize in working with small businesses to really get them jump-started and growing.
How do you do? My name is John Wolter. I haven't been here in 8 weeks, but let me reintroduce myself. Currently I'm repping for Windy Data, and we have spam stops here and store mail archiving, which I think is self-explanatory. In the 8-week absence, due to severe back injury, and I want to thank the membership for their many emails and encouragement and get well. It made a huge difference in my attitude after several days in the hospital and on a lot of pain medication. Hearing that was most helpful. And in particular, I want to follow James Chappell from Valley Soul Fitness, who's also a PT person. Great help. And at the end of him providing me all that service, he then handed me a pile of coupons for 7 days free over at Valley's Total Fitness. So I have those, and I can hand them out to anybody. And they'd be great if you got interest in physical fitness and healthy living, which of course the main event is right now. And so 7 days, and we've got lots of fun. So, all right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Kyle Walka. I own a company called Congo Labs. We develop software applications for Twitter. So if you want to talk to Twitter, let me know.
Hi, I'm Reza. I work at a particle computer. We specialize in saves and such from refurbished computers. Hi, my name is Wayland. I just graduated from the University of Michigan, and I'm currently a marketing major for Mandy and Candy Books, which teaches children how to use the language.
Wow. Well, my name is Jeff Kalman. My paper USA, we do digital catalogs and magazines. And secondly, to kind of follow along on the equestrian thing, I'm also from Great Lakes Jousting. I don't know if anybody's been to the Celtic Fest, but I was one of the guys who won the jousting. So trying to promote that as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Robert. Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm with him. I'm his operations manager for our paper USA.
I'm his biggest fan.
My name is Michelle Shannon, and I'm with a company called Prepaid Legal Services and the Identity Theft Shield. And Darlene, we should probably talk. I might be able to help you.
Hi, my name is Dave Lemieux. I'm with Business Internet Solutions. We're a web development and internet marketing company. Right now we're looking for companies that are interested in mobile landing pages. And also on the side, I host a Twitter handle for Andiamo, and so you can search for me if you want.
I'm Joe Minnock with MetaSpring. We're a Ann Arbor-based web development firm, and although I'm better with the two people beside me, we're also good friends, so go to them for the mobile stuff and go to us for everything else.
Hi, my name is Shauna Nicholson. I'm the marketing manager of Business Internet Solutions. Dave kind of told you what we're looking for, although it is competitive, it's still very good guns.
I'll scribble on my phone in a second. I'm J.P. Peterson. I do have a referral card. When we've used a number of times when we go to work, called Scott Smith. I am a technology leader, also in transition, looking at consulting or direct employment opportunities. Essentially, think of me as a technology leader that stands between technology and business and make sure it's doable. I'm the guy who calls in to help solve problems.
My name is Brian Daigle. I'm a local entrepreneur. I think every time I stand up, I'm doing something new. We actually just launched a new product, and this is what I was referring to earlier. If any of you use a PC headset, we make a adapter that allows you to use your PC headset with your home phone, office phone, or cell phone. You can, if you want a free sample, just come up and talk to me, or you can go to theheadsetbuddy.com to find out more.
Hi, my name is John Hostetler, and I own a travel website called airninja.com.
Charlie Hammerslaw. I'm a quantitative marketer. I used to build statistical models that guided 100 million outbound telemarketing calls a year. So I'm kind of glad actually that it's all gone away. Because we would average 8 calls per person. There's a company called TrueView. In any case, I actually just want to thank Chris because this is really interesting. And I'm wondering where the summer's going. It's going kind of fast.
Hi, my name is Joel Bergen. I'm working on an exciting internet startup that is a self-marketing tool. It combines consumer reviews with charitable giving so that consumers can easily find businesses that support their causes and their community. We're going to launch it right here in Ann Arbor. I'm looking for a team. So in particular, if you know about not-for-profit fundraising and how to market to these folks. Also, maybe there's a marketing professional or marketing company that wants to own a piece of this. Come see me. Thanks. Pete Richards. I have a diverse background in the newspaper industry as well as the banking industry, and I have a diverse service in Ann Arbor. I'm the president of the Chinese American Society of Ann Arbor, Ni Hao Ma, and I'm happy to serve as the treasurer of LA2M.
Okay, I realized I didn't introduce myself. So I'm Derek Marabine, CEO of a company called Ingenix Digital, which is just a couple doors down. We have a product called Social Harbor. What's up to some of my friends over there, Joe, and people I haven't seen in a long time. Social Harbor, and we actually build social networking profiles for companies and individuals. So if anybody needs any help with that, come talk to me. And I'll pass it on to Dee to introduce next week and close the meeting.
Next week, we have an interesting discussion. We all have a lot of personal skill and resource. And our speaker, Kevin Gillespie, is going to be asking you what is in your toolbox. So see you next week at LA2M, and have a great week.